This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Amara was that person that you could just instantaneously connect to, for sure.
Portland's gun violence continues to affect the community. Family and friends remembering the Portland State student who was shot to death near campus.
Also this hour, local health officials warning families about the dangers of fentanyl. They want parents to talk to their kids about the deadly drug before it's too late.
Also, may I say we're going back, I should say, to the olden days at the Yamhill Valley Heritage Center in McMinnville. Yeah, they're preparing for their annual Farm Fest, which is coming up this Saturday. We're going to have more on a plowing competition. There's a blacksmith. They have a heritage museum. Tons of stuff to do. That's going to be all throughout the Sunrise Show.
I'm always down for live fire at 5 a.m.
little blacksmithing to start off your Wednesday morning. Rodney's still taking the week off here on Sunrise, so Joe Ranieri filling in for another day. Joe, what do you have for us?
Well, that flame is going to be keeping our photographer Eric Patterson warm out there because we are seeing some very chilly temperatures. Frost advisory in effect here the next couple of hours. Look at these readings. Here we are with April 6th. We're looking at temperatures at that freezing mark over in King City at 31 in Hillsborough. You get the idea. It's a chilly start with those clear skies, but heading into the later part of the day, we'll start to see warmer temperatures move through. Here's a live look now from our Rose City camera. Temperature of 36 with clear skies, and heading into the later part of the day, we'll start to see our temperatures really improve. I'm forecasting a high of 66, and Nina, it gets even better heading into tomorrow with highs right around the mid-70s. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Joe. We begin with heartbreak on the Portland State campus. Friends and professors grieving the murder of 19-year-old Amara Marlouk.
Yeah, this morning, Alma McCarty brings us more on the impact of Portland's latest homicide after speaking to PSU faculty and students.
Honoring the life of 19-year-old Amara Marlouk.
I can't believe I'm talking about her in the past tense.
With a growing impromptu memorial on the Portland State University campus.
Amara was that person that you could just instantaneously connect to, for sure.
Flowers and candles at Southwest College Street and 6th Avenue. The place police say Marlouk was gunned down, killed early Monday morning.
I lose words because I cannot even express what I feel in terms of how can you do it? How can you?
Bright Alozier, an assistant professor of Black Studies at PSU, was one of Marlouk's teachers.
She just did not practice what she believed in. She lived by it.
He says as a student, she stood out, passionate about being a voice for change.
She was an executive at the Black Students Union, and she really wanted to fight genuinely for racial equity, for more inclusion, for more diversity. You know, she was dedicated to the cause.
Police charged Keenan Harpole with her murder. The 20-year-old freshman and former football player for the school appeared in court Tuesday, pleading not guilty. Friends tell KGW the suspect had previously been in a relationship with Marlouk. In the courtroom today, Marlouk's family shared their pain.
It's the mother's worst nightmare that somebody so evil that would take her life. I'm just so devastated.
And they pleaded with the judge to keep Harpole behind bars.
She was the light of our life, and we strongly encourage the court to protect other women who may face similar fates.
For now, Harpole will stay in jail as those across campus and across Portland mourn the loss of a young life.
5 years from now, who knew who Amara could have been? Who knew the kind of impact she would have made?
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Also this morning, a month after witnessing a shooting, a local volunteer is more determined than ever to help his North Portland community. The shooting happened during a community event in Dawson Park. So here we are 1 month later, and the same church group returned to Dawson Park. They gave away hot food, bags of groceries, toiletries, and sleeping bags to anyone in that neighborhood who needed those items. Organizer Michael Tabor witnessed last month's shooting and says he wants this to be a place of healing.
Bringing those people into the park, I think, will infuse it with life and also begin to change those that need to be touched by just being a part of the community.
Tabor and his congregation across the street at Vancouver Avenue First Baptist Church plan to continue these community giveaway events every first Tuesday of the month.
Now to some of the other headlines that we're tracking for you this morning. We've learned the Columbia County Sheriff was one of the officers who shot and killed a suspect in Scappoose. This happened last Thursday at Grumpy's Towing off Highway 30. Investigators say the man shot at police first, and both Sheriff Brian Pixley and Oregon State Police Sergeant Chad Drew shot back, killing Michael Stockton. He was involved in some sort of disturbance at the tow yard. He was also wanted as a suspect for a murder in Gresham. Well, after 40 years, a local Jane Doe finally has a name. The body of the teenager was discovered in Clark County back in 1980. Thanks to forensic genealogy, investigators have identified the girl as Sandra Morden. She disappeared in the late 70s when she was just 16. She lived in Vancouver, Portland, and Newburgh. Now detectives are hoping the name will spark someone's memory. They want to talk to anyone who knew Sandra Morden or her family so they can figure out what happened. And a federal jury has awarded $8 million to a woman hurt in this Amtrak train derailment in 2017. This happened in Washington at the Point Defiance bypass. Emily Torgeson was traveling to Vancouver. She was seriously hurt in this crash, which killed 3 other people. Investigators found the train was going more than double the speed limit, and the tracks did not have the safety equipment that would have automatically slowed it down. And those are some of your Wednesday morning headlines.
Health officials in Clackamas County are coming out with a warning about the increased prevalence of fentanyl, and the message is one pill can kill. Just last month, 2 Portland teenagers died after unknowingly taking fentanyl pills. The drug is similar to morphine, but it's 50 to 100 times more potent and can force someone to stop breathing within minutes. Health officials say teens are buying pills not knowing they're laced with fentanyl because it's actually cheaper. The pills look exactly like the ones you would get from a pharmacy.
And it is cheap and it is easy to manufacture. Most fentanyl is coming from other countries still at this point, but it's coming both into Oregon as pills already pressed or as powder and potentially being pressed into new pills here.
So health officials say there's a lot of factors that can cause teens to use drugs. Just a few of them are depression, stress, and anxiety, of course. It's important for parents to talk to kids about just how deadly drugs can be. The Oregon City School District, for example, is rolling out an educational program for all students that'll teach the dangers of these types of drugs.
We have an update this morning about the tents that went up in Portland's park blocks last weekend. Those tents were put up as a form of protest against the city's homeless camp sweeps, but those tents are gone now. The people who put them up say city agencies cleared them out yesterday morning, but they still say that sweeps across the city are not the solution. Portland Parks and Recreation said there was not a permit to put those tents up last weekend, so they had to go.
A reminder for drivers to slow down or pay up. PBOT just installed Portland's first intersection safety camera, which means tickets for both speeding and running red lights. The camera is up and running at Southeast 122nd and Stark. PBOT says that's one of Portland's most dangerous intersections when it comes to crashes. The agency will test the camera this week. Then, for the first month, drivers will get a warning instead of a ticket. Citations start on May 11th.
All right, well, mark your calendars for this one, October 14th. 2023. That's when an annular solar eclipse will be highly visible in parts of central and southern Oregon. That means the moon will cover the sun's surface, but leave a ring of light around the edges, or in scientific terms, an annulus around the moon. Events like this attract thousands of people, sometimes millions from all over the world. If you were here in 2017, you remember what it did to hotel rates and traffic. Even though this one is still a year and a half off, the frenzy is already starting in spots like La Pine.
We don't have a wealth of motel rooms or RV spaces right in La Pine. We will be impacted. People are going to be in the woods is what's going to happen. They'll hopefully say to themselves, gee, that was a great little town. We ought to come back here next year when it's not so crowded.
Yeah, here's hoping the weather won't put a damper on it. So the path, you were looking at the path of totality.
It's a narrow path. Last time, 2017, we talked about it this morning, the summer of 2017, much of the Pacific Northwest got a chance to see it.
Yeah. It's a wide path. It was a wide path that year.
Yeah, narrow path, basically stretching from Oregon all the way into Texas. But there's a good shot if, like you said, in Central Oregon, south into Lane County, you'll be able to get a chance to see it. So book now if you missed out on 2017.
Get my glasses ready.
I still remember that one in 2017.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a beautiful day, clear skies in mid-August or so, and then the temperature dropped quick.
Yeah,
it
was wild.
You needed a jacket. I'm already excited. So, but as we look at the forecast today, we're already seeing some cold temperatures out there. It's a chilly spring morning. We do have a watches to get to. I'll show you that. But the sunny and warm conditions are going to move through today and tomorrow. And then get this, I'm tracking snow levels dropping down about 500 feet heading into the weekend. So as we look at the watches and warnings, it's a frost advisory that's in place throughout much of the metro area and really up and down the I-5 corridor, stretches into southwest Washington and along the Oregon coast. Now, it's going to be expiring here in the next couple of hours, but like Nina was saying, you might want to have brought your plants in. If you haven't yet, it's probably a little too late, but we're going to be seeing a little warmer temperatures for your overnight lows heading into tonight. But as we look at the future cast, we'll see some areas, a little mix of clouds and sunshine today. Here we are tomorrow morning, a lot of sunshine from beginning to end, and because of that sunshine, we'll be seeing our daytime highs getting into the mid-70s. I don't think we go above 75 because clouds will start to increase by the later part of the day, and come Friday, we'll be seeing some showery conditions, and those showery conditions will be carrying over into the weekend as well. Currently, we're looking at temperatures in the low 30s throughout much of the metro area. The closer you get into Rose City, 36, 37 degrees is kind of the common number out there. So here's a look at the day planner for today. Starting off in the upper 30s, clear and cool. We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine throughout the later part of the morning and into the afternoon. Temperatures by midday 49. Then we jump up to the mid 60s later on today. And on your 7-day forecast, we go to the mid 60s to the mid 70s heading into tomorrow. Cool and rainy on Friday. And again, snow levels drop down to about 500 feet Saturday night and the Sunday. Don't expect to see widespread accumulation, but there could be a mix of rain and snow as low as the valley floor. Back to you guys.
Joe, thank you. Well, we know good teachers are so important. They're the ones that go above and beyond the worksheets and the canned curriculum to really find ways to inspire kids and find out what they're interested in. You can reward those teachers in your life by nominating them for the On Point Educator of the Year award. It's a year's worth of rent or mortgage payments paid off. You're going to hear from last year's winner next.